Boom. Good mugging morning, beautiful people. Happy Friday, or as I like to call it, free day. And it's very apropos because today I want to share a message that's been coming through for me, and it's so important, especially after a week like this past week. Whew! I can't even begin to tell you what's been going on and how much is happening in the adventure of life here at the Mugging Movement. And I'm sure you got your own story and your own roller coaster of life that you're dancing with. So I don't even need to begin to tell you. And so today's message is the message of freedom. And what I'm talking about is freedom from the need to know. So many of us are stuck in the trap of certainty. And it's for good reason. It's because certainty brings the illusion of security. And security brings the feeling of safety. And all of us really just want to feel safe. We want to feel like we're okay. And I know this from my own story. The main thing that I was chasing with my drug addiction was a feeling of being okay. And it's an inner security that we're looking for, but a lot of us look outside. We look for external things and people to make us feel secure. And the reason why we continuously still feel insecure is because we're looking in the wrong place. Real security comes from within, trusting in ourselves, lowercase s, and then trusting in the greater self, uppercase S, the greater oneness behind all of reality, who's controlling everything, who's always controlled everything, and who knows what it's doing, okay? So today's message is about the wisdom of uncertainty and embracing not knowing and actually leaning into that and learning how to have fun with that and to appreciate the question mark. And we don't need to have all the answers. We don't need to know how everything's going to be. How's it going to turn out? When's it going to happen? When are they going to reply? When is it going to come through for me? Whoa. We don't need to know. Focus on what you do know. Focus on what you do know, which is you exist. That's basically all you can really know, is that you exist. And you can get deeper and deeper into the awareness of who you are. And the more you get in touch with who you truly are, which, by the way, little secret, is synonymous, or it is one with the greater self, the one who's in control, the one who actually runs everything. So in letting go and then letting God, right, letting yourself experience that God within you, that's actually how you get the most certainty. You're hearing the paradox here? The paradox is the more you let go of certainty, the more certain you can become. Because then you can transfer your focus into what you actually do know, which is that you exist. You exist in this body. You can control your thoughts. And you can express your soul. That's what you know. The more you lean into that and leave the rest up to the Creator, that's when you can really be free. Speaking of being in your body, I wanted to make a cheers with you guys on the morning celery juice here. Shout out to AW. Shout out to anyone else who's juicing the celery. I had a delicious juice today. It was all the way filled to the top. I saved some specifically to make a l'chaim with you guys. So l'chaim, here's to a beautiful free day full of real, true freedom, letting go of what we need to know and getting into the now. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Whew. A little bit salty, a little bit grassy, a little bit sweet. Delicious. By the way, that saltiness in there is, I feel like that's the secret sauce. That's the salts in the celery that really slide down and make everything silky smooth. All right, now back on the topic of certainty and uncertainty, I want to read from you. I want to read to you from this book, The 7 Laws, and today is free day, the 6th day of the week, so we're reading the 6th chapter. Here we go. The search for security is actually an attachment to certainty, to the known. And the known is the prison of our past conditioning. Freedom from our past lies in the wisdom of uncertainty. Without uncertainty, life is just a repetition of outworn memories. There's no evolution in that. And when there is no evolution, there is stagnation, entropy, and decay. We got to grow, guys. We're here for growth. We are nature. Nature naturally grows. So when we don't get in our own way, we grow and we evolve. And we're evolving as a species. We're evolving as a creation. And we're all moving towards the light. When you look at nature, I'm looking at the beautiful view right now. I'm going to put a picture right up on the screen for you guys. Everything is reaching up to the sky. Even when there's no leaves on the trees are reaching up to the sky, to the sun. They want to go towards the light. We're here to grow and evolve. But when we get stuck in certainty to what we already know, it blocks our growth. We just stay where we are. We stay safe. We stay small. You want to blast open to unlimited limits? Embrace uncertainty. In ancient wisdom traditions, the solution to this dilemma lies in our willingness to detach from the known, step into the unknown, and surrender our desires to the creative mind that orchestrates the dance of the universe. I'll say that again. Surrender our desires to the creative mind that orchestrates the dance of the universe. Hello? Leave it up to that one. The unknown is the field of all possibilities. Ever fresh, ever new, always open to the creation of new manifestations. This field can orchestrate an infinity of space-time events to bring about the outcome intended. Infinity of space-time events to bring about the outcome intended. Think about anything that you've ever gotten, anything that you've ever accomplished, and like the greatest successes in your life. Think about it. I'm thinking back to my whole journey of recovery and coming back to myself and healing. Look how many pieces had to fall into place for that to happen. All the people in the right place at the right time, and every single little moving thing, where you were, how you got there, all of it. It was all beautifully orchestrated just for you. And you didn't have to know a thing. But when our intentions get locked into a rigid mindset, we lose the fluidity, flexibility, and creativity inherent in the field. So these are some keys that he's giving us right here. Fluidity, right? We talked about flow. Flexibility, it's the ability to bend. Flexibility, don't be so rigid. Like a bamboo, it can bend in the wind. That's why it doesn't break. That's why it can grow so tall. And creativity. When you're free, your creative capacity comes online. You start to think of creative ideas. Look at us. Look at us as a human species right now. How much creativity is blasting out. All the inventions, all the devices, everything. We're not talking about whether it's good or bad. I'm just explaining that we are bursting with creativity today. All the art, all the music. It's bursting. Now think about how much more we can create if we were all free. Think about how much more creativity would be pumped in to this spinning rock ball that we're on if we were all broken free from the need to know and the need to stay small and the need to stay safe. Okay, you think the person who invented the airplane was trying to stay safe? I think he was trying to fly. Woo! Let's fly today, baby. Today is the first day of the rest of our lives. And reading about the Parsha this week has been such an inspiration, especially today, Friday. It's Erev Shabbat. We're going into the exhale. The whole week is the inhale. We're filling up, we're tightening up. Shabbat, we could all let it go. This is a perfect time to tap into this letting go, this uncertainty. And it's amazing that it lines up today, because today's reading in the Parsha was about Avram bringing his son Yitzchak as a sacrifice. And that's a crazy concept just to wrap your head around. But let's focus on the aspect of God telling a man to bring his son as a sacrifice, and the man is like, whoa, hold on there, God. That's a little bit much. But no, he didn't even say that. Maybe he was thinking it. But what he was like, he's like, all right, give me the time and place, like he was in for it. Because why? Because he was able to tap into uncertainty. He didn't have to know. This is the father of our nation, Avram, and he's the epitome of someone who just goes with it. He represents chesed, by the way, which is the right side of the body, which represents loving kindness and flow. So he's the father of flow. All right, the righteous rebel. And he's the one that Hashem said, Lech Lecha, just go and figure it out. Go on your journey. He didn't even have a destination. He's not attached to the outcome. He's not attached to certainty. He's a go with the flow. He's a grow with the flow. So he's the same one that's able to bring his son for a sacrifice without knowing what's going on. And it ended up that he didn't even have to kill his son. It was all a test just to see if he would do it. That's the power of uncertainty. When you don't know, but you still go, then the flow has got you, bro. Sending big love. Bless up to your day. Go have fun. Go fly. Go be free. And don't worry about being certain. Because when you trust in the Most High, when you trust in the orchestrating wisdom of the universe, you become one with that orchestrating force. And then you have the power to create miracles and abundance. Hakuna Matata. Shabbat Shalom.